chopsticks, bro. Chopsticks.
Wait, what's with chopsticks?
Oh no, like I never ever used chopsticks in my life in Adelaide.
What?
Oh.
Like,
Real
did
problems.
you never eat out though? Like at Asian restaurants though?
I did, bro, but they always had forks, and like I would always do the. Oh, this is really really good. Can I have some forks, please?
Welcome everyone to the first official CC Sock Student Life podcast, where we talk all things uni and student related, and some random things in between. I'm your host Mitchell Wang, a first year studying software engineering and commerce at UNSW, and today I'm joined with a few guests. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'll go first then. Hey, I'm Ryan. I'm third year computer science.
Yeah, I'm Jack. I'm a first year electrical engineer, so I'm the odd one out in this group.
Yeah.
Don't pick on me.
God damn, electricals.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Liv. I'm originally from the country of Migoreng, Indonesia. I graduated this year.
I'm Amir, first year software engineer. And comp sci is probably better than software engineering. Yeah. There you go.
Well, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you. Thanks. So today I was thinking we would discuss about the sort of experiences we all had moving from a different town, state, or country to go to university in Sydney. Seeing as we're all not from Sydney originally, myself from Newcastle, Jack's from Cessnock, Amir's from Adelaide, Ryan's from Auckland in New Zealand, and Liv's from Jakarta in Indonesia. So hopefully we can share some stories of our struggles, experiences, and maybe some highlights from moving here. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, we should probably discuss why we chose to move to Sydney to study at UNSW opposed to like somewhere closer, let's say. So like, was it like your first choice to move to do uni, like at UNSW?
Jack, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
Yeah.
So I'm originally from Cessnock. If you don't know what that is, it's like 3 hours north of Sydney, around near Newcastle. I lived there my whole life, so coming down to Sydney was a big step for me. I'd never done anything like that before, other than like school camp for like 3 days. But big moves. And I sort of wanted to come to Sydney mostly for the experience. Obviously, I'd never done anything like that, so it'd be a lot of new things for me, meeting new people, new cultures, things like that. And that's really why I wanted to come here, but then UNSW specifically because of its reputation for engineering. So I'd always wanted to come here. And I felt like it was the perfect place here, since it's not too far away from home. I can still get there for the weekend if I needed to. But yeah, it definitely is. Just a new experience that I really wanted to get.
Amir, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I was just gonna wait. I was gonna be polite and wait. You know.
Go for it. You can butt in whenever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, initially I didn't know what I was gonna where I was gonna go. I just kind of wanted to get out of Adelaide, honestly. No disrespect towards anyone living in Adelaide, but god damn, man. Okay, it's very claustrophobic. I don't know. It's just okay.
What's wrong with Adelaide, bro?
Yeah, it's cute being in like a tight knit community. You know everyone, but oh my god, everybody in everybody's business. You know you can't have nothing there. Okay.
Oh no.
You guys would know if you're in a small community. Everybody know everything about everybody else. You know. So
Yeah.
And I was always like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to be like, just dead end job. Initially I wasn't even gonna do coding, but. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, I was.
Was it law, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was an English kid. Kid. Yeah, super into that. But yeah, I was like, I want to move out. It was either Sydney or Melbourne, and then didn't get into law, so I was like, why not software eng? Because I like computers.
Right.
Okay, so we're your second choice then. So
Not even. It was like third. Okay,
what?
And then I was like, I heard apparently USyd's not. Oh, I'm not. I don't want to like blast. No blasphemy.
Go for it.
No blasphemy.
Blasting USyd.
Lord USyd. No
No
disrespect, but like, I just heard they weren't that good for STEM, so I was like, oh, UNSW looks cool.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did, because I'm hearing a lot from my mates in Adelaide who did do like STEM in Adelaide. It's like,
No?
Not the best.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, that's enough shade. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm from Auckland. And yeah, I was thinking about studying in Auckland, but I was like, I don't really want to, like, I want to get out of Auckland. I want to go somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So I could go to, say, like Christchurch, which is like in the South Island, or like Wellington. I knew I wanted to study like computer science or like some sort of engineering. Pretty much in New Zealand, there's only two good universities for engineering. It's either Auckland University or University of Canterbury, which is in Christchurch. And for some reason, I was considering Canterbury, like Christchurch Uni, for the longest time, and that was like my choice. And then I was like, oh, I don't really want to go into Christchurch because the university there, the Canterbury Uni, it's like not as good as Auckland Uni. Auckland Uni is like significantly better than like every other uni in New Zealand.
But you just didn't want to go to Auckland.
Yeah, I didn't want to stay in Auckland.
Everyone just throwing shades here.
I just don't,
just don't want to stay
but
in
like
Auckland.
The place
Auckland
that we
Uni
left
is significantly higher, and then like here's all the other unis in New Zealand. Like there's a significant gap. So I was like, okay,
Oh, damn.
I can stay in Auckland and I get a good university, but it's like I'm in Auckland, like I haven't moved. Or I go to Christchurch, and yeah, I was tossing between up that, and then I was like, oh yeah, like because I'm a like New Zealand citizen, and Kiwis, we get to pay the same as you guys.
Yeah,
for
I
university.
heard that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was like, oh, that's like a nice plus. We don't get HECS though, but we do
okay.
get like the same as you guys, which they almost, it was a law that they almost like undid that. But then I think that was my last year of high school. They were like, oh, we're going to make Kiwis pay like international rates. And then they pulled out last minute. I was like, yes.
Oh, okay.
And so I thought about Sydney because it's still kind of close.
Yeah.
My parents didn't want me to go like anywhere further.
So what was like the final thing that sort of just made you go to Australia then?
I think, yeah, like Sydney was cool. Like it seemed like a cool place.
Yeah.
It was like pretty close and like the culture's kind of similar. So it's not like it's a massive paradigm shift.
And wasn't Auckland.
Wasn't Auckland.
Yeah.
And yeah, UNSW is good for comp sci. I did like my research.
Yes,
And
yes.
you said sound like trash.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Damn.
I decided to come over.
Okay.
And yeah, no, that's sort of my decision. That's the reasoning behind that. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Liv?
I feel like mine is pretty similar to all of you. Like I've
Yeah.
always wanted to go overseas, and I wanted to go somewhere that's like English speaking. So the closest ones to Indonesia was like Singapore, Australia, or I can go far to US. So I decided to go like Australia, which is still like a Western country, but still like close enough to go within a day to go back home. Yeah, so that was like my initial thought to go.
Wait, can I
Here.
ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I just asked the question this time, but so like, how'd you convince your parents? Like, sorry, like, cause like I'm thinking I like had to like convince them since day one to just move interstate. How'd you, like international? That's like Mr. Worldwide Pitbull stuff. Like, how you convince them of that? You know?
Really? There wasn't like that much convincing needed for my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
My parents were
Maybe they
split.
just really want me out.
Yeah, I think with my parents, they were like happy that like, oh, he's moving out. That's so good. Like, oh, because if I stayed in Auckland, I might have just lived at home and they'd have been like, oh,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Like for me, it was pretty much half. My dad's like, yeah, stay here, but my mum's like, yeah, move, leave. Or is the other way around or something? And then like, I'm only 2 hours away from Sydney, so I'm like, that's pretty insane compared to you guys. Like, all of you guys were like, yeah, we want to leave. Like, for me, I was like, so like, I have no idea what I want to do. Like, by the end of it, I think I was just stockpiling offers. It was like either Newcastle or any of the Sydney ones. I was like, I ended up having like UNSW, USyd, Macquarie, UTS, and Newcastle. And then I just left it till the last day just to choose. It was pretty much that. I think it was between UNSW and Newcastle, basically, by the end of it, though. It was just
As someone who also was choosing either between Newcastle or a Sydney uni, what made you make that decision? Mitchell?
Thank you for asking that. There was this one guy. So I went to the Newcastle Uni Open Day, right? And you were meant to go in your like sort of groups with like whatever degree you want. And there was this one question I asked the teacher that was going there is like, what made Newcastle better than UNSW, like in terms of opportunities. And after the question, after we left the sort of meeting, one of the third years that was actually at the uni sort of pulled me aside to come talk to me. He was like, so he originally was at ADFA, which is run by UNSW, I believe. So he was actually there, and he actually had to leave because he got injured, so he was kicked out of ADFA, I think.
Oh, rip.
So he had to move to Newcastle. But he was telling me about his experience and like how he's always trying to get back in. He's trying to get his marks really good so he can go back. It's really hard for him as well though, because it's just the accommodation is really expensive, and he has to get food, and then he has to get a job on top of like everything else. Yeah. And like for me specifically, I live with my aunt, so I had free accommodation, free food, and I live like 20 minutes away from uni. So like, and it's all free.
Yeah.
So he basically said it's a no-brainer. Go to UNSW. The study culture is so much better there than Newcastle. They're just buttering out. Sorry, Newcastle.
Nothing against Newcastle.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but that was like the main reason why I was like I'm coming here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And also like I was listening to the podcast from last year for CSC Sock.
Yes,
they convinced
the
me.
round table podcast.
Yes, the round.
Yes, quite literally, our podcast convinced someone to come to UNSW from Newcastle.
How'd you even find it?
How did you find it?
Yeah, how'd you even find it, bro?
I don't know, man. No, I think my dad searched it up for me. It was like, yeah, listen to this. It seems cool. I'm like, okay.
Dang.
Yeah, but that the podcast actually decided between UCID or UNSW for me. Because I remember some of the people transferring from, was it UCID to UNSW because their comp sci and software engineering degrees weren't that good or something. Because I heard a lot of people left or something, and like also they have the code on paper. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh, that sounds terrible.
I know.
Wait, Liv, how come you chose to come to like Australia rather than like going to the US or like Singapore, even though they're sort of within proximity, minus US?
Singapore is very like, it's more about like the culture, and like, so Singapore is still very closely like very like an Asian country, right? So I really want to get out of that. And I've been to Singapore for like a lot of times, like way too many times. So if I want to explore something new, it's good, it's great.
Yeah.
But they're very difficult and competitive. Like their academics is very competitive.
Australia is easy, bro. Sure.
No, it's not easy. Just.
And which also brings us into our next topic. We're going to talk about like integrating into uni. Like, what was like the first big things that sort of shocked you when you sort of first came to uni at UNSW? What were they for you guys? Sort of thing.
So, yeah, I moved into college when I first came to UNSW. That was like early February, week before term started. And it was literally the day I got there. We went out that night, and it sounds ridiculous to people living in Sydney or another city, but we went outside and walked up the street to the pub for that night, and that itself was just like, it was weird for me because like where I was from, it was like a 20-minute drive to anywhere close to a night out or anything like that. So it was that sort of difference with Sydney versus where I was from, is just being like the convenience of everything. Like everything's so close by. So it's a very different lifestyle. Like I don't have a car up here. I just take public transport, which is fantastic.
Oh, it's so much better than like Newcastle and stuff. Because like I swear buses come every hour or something. Like what the heck?
Yeah. A lot of my friends go to Newcastle and I hear terrible stories about travel. There's like so much fuel and things like that.
Yeah. It also depends where you live. Like I live basically 10 minutes away from like, what was it, the city, right? But like it was impossible to get to the city without a car. It felt like I was like trapped there. I was like, it's only a 10-minute drive, but it's like a 40-minute walk. So it's like ridiculous for me anyway.
Yeah, from my hometown to Newcastle, there's one bus that leaves there per day, and there's no train line straight to Cessnock. It's like it's like an hour to the nearest one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty big change there.
There's similar to what Jack said. Like, the public transport. Okay, Sydney people will trash the public transport here. They'll say it's shit, but I think it's like super good compared to like where I'm from. Like, again, you cannot survive in Auckland without a car. The buses, the trains are shit. And people here just trash the trains all the time. But the trains here are pretty good. You can go basically anywhere minus like Southeast Sydney, which is conveniently where we need to study. But apart from that little dead zone.
Like there's always the issues where they're always doing like maintenance on the
train
on
works
the
and
thing.
stuff. Okay.
When we try to get to meetings and then all the trains are dead.
Yeah, I think we had a media meeting and like
convenient.
Like a couple of us got
half of
stuck.
us is not there, you know.
No, but yeah, like, you know, it's not perfect, but it's. I think people here take it for granted how good it is. Yeah, just getting around is pretty good. Did you say coming to Sydney or coming to UNSW? Mitchell, like the question.
Just the UNSW is.
UNSW?
Yeah, coming to UNSW.
UNSW.
That's the next question. Next question's Sydney.
What's this question? Is it about Sydney or like?
It's about like uni. It's like
uni? Okay.
integrating a uni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, uni. Just a lot of Asians, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
like
because it was so weird for me, right? So
yeah,
in Newcastle,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Up to year 10, I was the only Asian guy in my year.
Yeah.
When I come here, it's like thousands, and it's just 60% Asian. I swear.
No. So basically, the same was me. Like, I wasn't the only Asian person, but we were definitely the minority. And I read up online when I'm researching about unis, and they're like, by the way, UNSW has a lot of Asians. I'm like, yeah, right. Like, okay, like exaggeration, but like it's not an exaggeration. It's the majority are, and that's just because like they have selective schools here, and obviously a lot of Asians go to selective schools, and then they all come to UNSW. So that was like really weird. I honestly I'm still like kind of think it's like really cool.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just contrast to where I'm from, where like kind of the minority, but here you're a bit more, not so much minority. At least in the UNSW bubble.
Yeah, it's a strange culture shift. It really.
Yeah.
And
like on top of that, like so that's like cultural differences with ethnicity. Where I was from, science and technology backgrounds were very scarce. Like, for example, in my physics class, in year 12, there were 3 people in it for year 12. So yeah, there weren't many people that had the same interests as me. So that was the biggest thing as well for come to UNSW, being surrounded by people with similar interests and career paths that they want to follow, where I was the only one that wanted to do engineering from my school.
Yeah, very nice.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Chilling. So like adjusting to UNSW, I see Ryan smiling already. I haven't said anything, bro. But like, oh my god. I don't know if it's UNSW. I want to say it's a UNSW thing in particular, but uni life, I fuck with that shit so hard.
Yeah?
Dude, okay, look, I hated school. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a cool, like, I actually, like, did really poorly in school because of one thing, which was attendance, right? I was the type of kid that would skip school and then grind my work in the library, and then I would submit all my work on the last day, and then, like, yeah, I'd get in trouble a lot because of attendance, but that was it. So when I came to uni, and they were just like, yo, you just need to submit your work, I was like, oh my god. That's my shit,
bro.
Yeah, like I'm on campus like every day, all day. Like I'm just grinding in like business, elect building. You might catch me there, and probably will, right? But like I found that so like I don't know what's it called, freeing. I don't know, invigorating. Just being able to like
the freedom of like being able to choose what you do and stuff, and like what you attend, what you don't.
Right. I'm like, I like this. I'm gonna study this. I'm gonna work on this.
Like, what is it? You don't even attend lectures, don't you? Or something like that.
Not
you
really.
were
Not really.
You don't even go to that.
You don't need to call me. I honestly do a lot of my own research. Like, I feel like lectures are cool. Like, don't get me wrong, free. Very nice man. Teaches and stuff. But I like doing my own shit, like experimenting it, see what it does, what it doesn't, why it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And then second thing, social life. My God.
Really?
Like, Yeah, bro.
You have one of those, bro?
I
Dude,
know,
I swear it's like
Show
the
us
hardest
your
thing to.
secrets.
I swear it's the hardest thing to manage.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like nowadays, I keep my circle small, whatever. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys, whatever.
I remember at the start you're just everywhere.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm telling
Like
you.
O week, I swear I met like half the. You were like introducing me to, like half this uni. Bro. I was like, what
Yeah.
the heck?
That's what I'm saying. I made so many friends, and I was like, "Yo, this is so much better than Adelaide." No offense, Adelaide. And I was just like shocked. There was just so many people. That was like the main thing that like got me sicko mode, bro. I was like, so many kids.
Especially like amongst like all the first years as well. It's like so much easier to make friends because everyone. It feels like no one knows each other, sort of thing. So it's just like everyone wants to get to know each other. It's just like, and then you end up knowing everyone basically.
Yeah.
That's- yeah.
Liv, you wanna go?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, like I don't know what your OWIC is like because of like the COVID situation, but when I went to OWIC, it's like a sea full of people, just like humans everywhere, and it's so
Yeah.
crowded. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, going back to the question, so biggest challenge, UNSW. I think like the very first challenge I had was like I had expectations coming in.
Yeah. Right.
So like seeing like all the movies, because like I lived my whole life in Indonesia. So coming in, I thought it would be like lots of parties and lots of like social life. Then I realized I actually have to study. And just like
No, it was the same for me as well. I was like, when I go to OWIC, right, I'm like, okay, uni's going to be like OWIC forever, you know? You're like, yeah. I assumed it'd be harder, right? I was like, yeah, it'll be fine, surely. And then,
like, you sign
no.
up to all the clubs, you sign up all the societies.
Oh, what is it? I have like 17, 18 like societies. I'm a part of all of them. I'm like, I was like, first day, I was like, just join all of them. It doesn't matter anymore, you know? And I was like, I swear I've only gone to like, I'm only like a Vivid member of like 2. It's like CC and some other one.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah. It doesn't work. Let's just
Oh,
say.
definitely. Yeah, you were saying challenges, right? Oh, my bad. I didn't even know it
No,
was
it's experiences or challenges. It's anything.
Oh, yeah, definitely what Liv said, bro. Like that, shift
Yeah.
of like going from, yo, this is so fun,
Fun.
and then you're like, oh, dude,
Like week
school's so,
6.
yeah, you're like, this is so easy, bro. ASCII bird, dude, this is so, and then you go, boom, 2-dimensional arrays, like, oh, like, especially if you've never coded before, bro.
Oh, no, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
Like last
Oh.
term, right? I was like dying half the time. It was like arrays. What's an array? I don't know. A struct.
Yeah, and then like,
Yeah.
there's the other people in your class who like know everything, and they're like literally lecturing people while the lecture's going, and it's like
Yes.
so intimidating.
dude.
Oh, in maths, it's like that. I swear. You have those guys who are like, yeah, it should be this. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? What? What do you
It was a
mean?
given, it's
I don't get
obvious.
it. Yeah,
Figure it
I'm
out
like,
yourself.
what?
Hey,
Yeah.
dude,
I'm
I
kinda-
haven't.
yeah.
Oh, wait, you go.
No, I'm kind of low key regretting not doing a 4 unit as well because it would have helped so much last time.
Yeah, I
Because it's
agree.
just all recaps, basically.
Dude, I have an experience that traumatized me. Basically,
Yeah?
when assignment 1 of Comp 151 got released, literally literally the tutorial that it got released, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then the extension was released a couple days later. I had a dude sitting behind me being like, "Oh yeah, it's submitted extension 2," and I'm like, "What? What?"
No. I swear, I was looking at the chat. So like with all the subjects, we have chat groups and stuff. But was it some guy finished everything in 1 day?
Like, what are you even doing in
I'm
uni,
like,
bro?
what?
are you?
How?
Just
What
go
are you
work.
doing?
Just work at Google already. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
You're wasting your money and time.
Yeah,
Like
come on, man. You should make me look bad.
1511. It's like compared to like any other degree, computers like CSE, like comp or software engineering, you're gonna get like the biggest spectrum of different like skill levels because there are
Yeah.
people who've been coding since like high school or like primary school when they're 12 years old, or people who have just never heard of C or Python or anything. So like that massive spectrum of people is what makes 1511 really, you can make you feel like an imposter if you've never coded before. Like,
Oh.
how do I deserve
Yeah.
to like get in? And then those who are like it's so easy because they've been coding for like 10 years. So
Yeah.
it's important not to feel like don't
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you don't belong.
Hey.
It's just the nature of the thing. Yeah.
This is my hot take, okay?
Mhm.
And this
Yeah.
may be slightly controversial, but I'll be coming out with these things, man.
Okay, go for it.
But like, I think a lot of people that have been coding for a really long time, like, generally not the most like don't know like how to exactly impress people. So they're like, I'll impress them with my knowledge in coding. If I just flex to these newbies, they'll start respecting me. And then you get people in your comp class that are just like, oh, dude, took me like 2 seconds. But in reality, they were like grinding since 12 a.m. Right? I hate people who do that. That's probably the biggest challenge. Trying to get, like, ignoring that shit. Like, just, like, focus on your own work. And, like, you'll be so much better off, man. Stop comparing yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't compare yourself. Like 1511, that subject in particular. Don't compare yourself to everyone else.
Any of the beginning stuff, anyway.
But I think 1511 especially because it's your first exposure to coding, and if you see like a bunch of people like finishing extension 2 within the first hour, it can make you feel really like, I don't know.
Just sad.
Yeah.
You know, just
Especially if you have like a messenger group chat. Like I don't like messenger group chats because I feel like every time I open my messenger, I'm reminded that I have uni work to do or an assignment because there's always those few people who start the assignments from day one, and it's like I just want to open messenger and not think about university, but like the comp chats are always at the top of my because they're always talking. So like sometimes it's nice just not to open the group chat. Don't open like the forum. Just live your life. Don't let it sort of
Yeah. Like, I swear, like, at the first, it was like, the group chats were, like, absolutely popping off at the start, but, like, now they die out because no one really uses them, I swear.
Yeah, it balances out.
But, like, sometimes you have, like, when you check them for, like, from, like, a while ago, it's just, like, a lot of, like, just crazy, more advanced stuff you haven't even heard of before. It's just, like, what are they even doing? And it feels like you're missing something, right? It's just, like, yeah. I don't know. Well, let's move on to the next topic now. It was like, what is it? What were the struggles and challenges of like just moving to Sydney in general for you guys? Because I feel like it'd be a lot of change for everyone, right? You got to move to a new place, find a new place. You have to like learn like how like your new daily routine and stuff, and like meet people. How'd you guys find it?
Chopsticks, bro. Chopsticks.
Wait, what's with chopsticks?
Oh no, like I never ever used chopsticks in my life. And
what?
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Like like Asian population in my school was pretty big. We had a lot of Viet kids, but like I just in Adelaide in general, it was very predominantly Caucasian. So like I was like, I'm never gonna learn chopsticks. I come here, you're forced to, bro.
Because like there's so many Asian restaurants. Like I swear, as soon as I came to uni, Korean barbecue became a thing, and I was just like, what? Okay. Because I swear there's only like one Korean restaurant in Newcastle. There's a Korean barbecue opening soon actually. But yeah, like it's non-existent here, you know. Like did you never eat out though? Like at Asian restaurants though?
You told me?
Yeah.
I did, bro, but they always had forks, and like I would always do the, this is really really good. Can I have some forks, please, or some shit? Like,
with a demonstration.
I would low key like be tapping the restaurant guy, like, just please pass me the fork. Don't make a scene, please.
Yeah.
Like, on some real problems, you guys, real issues.
Yeah.
First world problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
about you, Jack? You were saying something about accommodation, like earlier. You were talking about
when I think the thing I was most stressed out with coming to uni was finding accommodation. I didn't actually know I had a place to live until like 2 weeks before I went there. It felt like really last minute, so that was definitely stressful, and like that shift because you're in this like a household for 18 years with mum and dad, and like they're cooking you meals and stuff like that, and then just going to your own thing. You're literally living with other people. Like it feels like school camp sometimes at college at least. So it was a big adjustment with that.
Food's also trash.
Yeah, you probably heard me complain about the food.
I have a few friends in there too. They all say it's trash as well. They're just like they just all get Uber Eats. Like Uber Eats is a new thing too. I swear, it's like no one uses it.
Yeah,
unless they live in the city.
I'd never used anything like that in Cessnock. It just wasn't a thing. We didn't have Uber either. Like any of those like online apps or anything. So coming to Sydney, it was the first time I had used anything like that, and it was like mind-blowing stuff.
It's
like,
just like,
I can just
whoa,
order
it's
something.
so easy.
Insane.
Wow, no way.
Yeah. So Yeah, that of all things, strangely enough, was like one of the biggest things for me, having to order stuff online. Yeah.
Like for me, like you're like the complete opposite because like I moved into like one of my family members' houses and stuff, so it's just like and like what is it? I used to come to Sydney every like second weekend before COVID and stuff, and it was like we stayed at my aunt's place every time we did.
Yeah.
So it was basically like a second home.
So, yeah, it just felt like you were coming back.
Yeah, basically. So,
Yeah.
But like even moving there, everything did feel very unfamiliar. I was like, I have no idea what to do. Like, where do I find food? You know, like going out and stuff. I don't know any of the
Yeah.
spots. I'm just like, and like I don't know who to talk to about this because like at the point I had no friends and stuff. Actually, like a few of my friends did come up to UNSW. It's just like they were in the same boat. They had no idea what to do. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of experimenting at the moment. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Just
sure,
trying
for
stuff
sure.
out. Yeah.
So yeah, because I went to college, that was the reason, because to meet people, to get involved in the community, and like start off well. So anyone in a similar position, I definitely recommend it. Because it really sets you up
Yeah,
well.
I hear a lot of people, even though they live like down the street, they still go to college. They live in college and stuff. It's like a lot of private school guys.
Yeah, like there are people who do
Yeah.
that. Because it is all about the experience.
The college
It's
experience.
living with
The college
your
experience,
friends
you know?
and-
Like, one of my
Yeah,
friends
it's-
already left, you know? They just left college. It's like, nah, nothing, bro.
Yeah, like it is definitely for some people and not for some people. Like, and you won't know whether you belong there until you're there. It's just like preference with living. Like I found that I sort of wanted to like make my own meals and sort of live on my own schedule, and be a bit more independent.
Which you're doing now in the village.
Yeah,
I guess,
I am doing that now, but I wouldn't have known if I hadn't done it, and I'd definitely encourage to.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
step.
How long ago did you move? When did you move?
Only a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's pretty recent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd also recommend doing like any of like a specific society's events, because every time you go to these events, you'll meet the same people who also want to go to these events and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and like they will all have specific like sort of interests with you because it's the society. You have like you all came there for the same reason, sort of thing. And like maybe even go even further, like subcom, media, yeah, a lot of fun.
If you're lucky enough, sure, yeah.
Yes, if you're lucky, you just try, you'll get in. I'm surprised I'm in. It's like,
Yeah, you're like the bottom of the barrel, Mitchell. You
yeah,
just
yeah.
gotta-
Must be,
That's a reality check for me.
Damn. Okay. You sure it's not Michelle though?
Whoa.
You always want to kick her out, bro.
Whoa. She comes
yeah.
out.
Yes. What about you, Liv? What did you do to like sort of overcome these social stuff things? Or did you have any challenges as well?
I feel like it's always a challenge when you like move from like a different place or like different country, because like for me it's not just like accommodation, it's also like language, it's also
Yeah. Like cultural rules change? Were they any?
also like
Yeah.
cultural things, like culture just like it's different vibe. Like
Yeah.
at 5 p.m. everyone stops working kind of thing.
Yeah. And like what is nightlife a thing at all in Jakarta? Was it very big?
It probably was. Maybe I was just living with my parents. So I do have like, I can't, like, going over like midnight is not like super big for me. But now that like
Yeah.
I live alone, it's like my life, my rule.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, like having people that support you. Because like you already have your support group back home. And then you come here like all alone and you have to like create your own sort of like friend group again.
Yeah.
So that was like a big challenge for me. Which luckily works out.
Yeah. It does eventually. You just have to put yourself out there and just to meet people, and then you end up meeting people. What would you guys say were the biggest highlights for moving to Sydney then? Like for me specifically, it's food. It's like there's so much variety, but like there's the fact there's so much variety, you just don't know what to choose. It's just like so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be out and we'll be all just discussing what you want to eat, and we'll just be there for like half an hour, just trying to decide is ridiculous.
Is this like a highlight specific to Sydney or just a highlight specific to like moving? Or...
Yeah, it's like just to the change, you know, like just like what were the best things that came out of doing all of this?
So, what's your favorite food in Sydney? Sorry, I cut you off.
It's okay.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Favorite food? Oh. I don't know. There's a lot. I like all the Korean food now because like there's a lot of it here, and everyone wants to go out and go get it. I'm like, yeah. So like Korean fried chicken and stuff like that is like very nice. Yeah, it's my favorite part. What about you guys?
Wait, is this about food?
Oh no, it's just the highlights of moving.
Independence, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. That's like a huge thing for me. Some people, I don't know, it can be viewed as like scary, and it does have some cons to it. Like, man, I gotta make my own food. What? Mommy doesn't make that for me no more? Like, what? Right? You know? But like, seriously, the pros of it is like outweigh the cons by far for me. Just being able to be like, yo, it's like 12 o'clock right now. I could go home and sleep, but I'm gonna go back to like engineering building, whatever. Yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, I'm gonna go study for a couple more hours.
How do you
know,
not
like,
get kicked out?
I don't know. Like, my card has access to all the engineering buildings, like 24/7 for some reason. Yeah, like I don't know if that's a glitch or something. I don't know. The security guards see me and they're like, "You supposed to be here?" I'm like, "Let me in, bro." I don't know. But yeah, independence got to be a big highlight. What about you guys?
Yeah, I 100% agree with independence. It was a few weeks into me living in Sydney where it just hit me like I'm living on my own and like everything I do is up to me. And it was just like mind blown sort of thing. Like it's completely different to living with your parents, and it was just everything's up to you. Like you're gonna study, you're gonna go out that night. Like there's no one telling you that you should or should not do that. So yeah, it's cool, fun, and scary at the same time.
For me, I can barely get over like going out. I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta grind, bro. I got like 50 things due tomorrow. I'm like, yeah. It depends on the person. Time management's a big thing, people. You have to get that on quickly.
Oh, sleep, bro.
Sleep? I swear, sleep's non-existent for half of us.
Yeah, but like it's so important, man.
It is.
I feel like you miss out half the day if you fuck it up.
Like you were telling me the other day, you woke up at like 2 p.m.
Yeah. It's
you legit just had breakfast before the tutorial, which is at 4 p.m.
Yeah, you just get lost. It's cause I don't know. You enjoy it so much that I'll be like, oh, holy crap! I just spent like 7 hours on like trying to figure out how like stack pointers and shit work in assembly, bro. And then you lose track of time, man. Just like that.
It's all comp's fault, bro.
Yeah, it's all comp's fault. Especially in front of a computer, you know, it makes you feel awake. I don't know.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
Sorry, what was the question?
What's the highlights?
Highlights.
What highlights came out of moving to Sydney, sort of thing?
Yeah, like this is not an original thought, but yes, the independence is a big plus, but it's also probably one of the hardest things at the beginning. So it's like a massive reward, but to get to the point where you're like can get to that point of reaping the reward, it takes a bit of adjustment. Especially if you just you've been living at home for like 18 years. And then now you have to cook, you have to, clean. Also, like, sleep schedule, because you have high school, right? You have to get up because you have to get to school at 8:40, right? But uni, you can just, like, miss everything minus, like, a couple of compulsory lectures.
I don't understand how you guys do that.
So
I can't do that.
Your sleep schedule is probably the thing that will change the most going from high school to uni. That's not just moving to Sydney, but anyone starting university. Your sleep schedule will get shit, and you'll sleep in and you'll go to bed later, and you kind of lose that routine a bit. And I remember in high school, like you hate routine, right? Like, I gotta, do all this, and I have to get up and go to sleep at the same time. But it's actually the routine I kind of miss a bit, because you kind of know, okay, I'm gonna be doing work here. I got free time here. I got my hobbies, my sports, my music, whatever. Whereas at university, it's kind of like a mess sometimes. Where you're not sure like what you're going to be doing, because it's up to you to organize it yourself.
It's also very fluctuating, like throughout the term as well. It's like depends on the period and stuff. Like,
and COVID as well, like lockdown.
Yeah. Well, COVID makes it easier to get to.
Okay, true.
You just wake up straight before the lecture, boom, done.
Sometimes that's a bad thing though, because like you're like it's hard to distinguish. Like, or are you at home or are you like at
Yes.
uni? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Well, I do a lot of my lectures at home anyway, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of the
these
same
days they're
sort
all
of.
recorded, so
Yeah, I've heard physics is like, it's all recorded, wasn't it?
yeah, physics is not a fun time because they're
Yeah.
it's not like it is pre-recorded, but it's not just like a 2-hour thing that you watch. It's like a website where you like click next and then like
Yeah.
answer questions proactively. So it's like, and sometimes they take like 3 hours to do. Like it's a real bore, and it really makes like someone who loves physics, it makes it boring. Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
But
Commerce is
So bad.
sort of similar. They brought in this new thing where it's like Com099 and like all those other ones. And it's like a self-run course sort of thing. It's worth nothing, but you need to do it in order to graduate. And it's just a lot of pre-recorded lectures and like quizzes and stuff. And then there are assessments as well, which is just like, okay. But you're the only one organizing that. You don't have to. You have no one else telling you to do it. You just have to finish everything before week 10. And it's just
It's like
yeah.
in addition to the paradigm shift of high school to uni, where you got a lot more freedom with how you conduct your academic work, but when you move out of home, you also get more freedom with how you conduct your other parts of your life. So it's like
Yeah.
everything is sort of in your control. You get a lot more freedom, but it's up to you how you decide that, whether you slip.
Yeah, there's no like perfect solutions. It's all compromises, bro. You gotta give up something.
It's more of like if you want to have a social life, you at least try. You know, it's like you try where you can, sort of thing.
Yeah,
What about
yeah,
you,
yeah.
Liv?
Biggest challenge. Wait, sorry. This is biggest perks.
This highlight, yeah.
This is
Highlight.
highlight.
It ends up talking about
I
the
think my
challenge.
highlight-
anyway.
It goes in tangents. It's fine.
Oh my god. I think my biggest highlight was like my learning curve is really huge, in terms of like just moving in Sydney or like learning how to code for the first time and like meeting new people. Like my learning curve is just like zoom.
There's a lot of stuff to.
Yeah, a lot of stuff
fine,
to like
yeah.
take in.
Yeah.
So it's like being more open-minded and like more open to new things and meeting new people. Those sort of things was like the biggest highlight for me.
Right.
If it's like specific to Sydney, I really like the beaches.
Oh yes.
It's so easy to like just like go out from the house and just like walk to the beach, kind of thing. Yeah.
What are the beaches like back home?
Well, I live like in Jakarta, which is like the capital, so it's all like high rises.
Yeah.
I don't really like go to the beach unless like I go on a holiday to a different city, like Bali. Everyone knows
Yes.
Bali. Yeah.
Bali's very nice. Was it like beaches is specifically for me, right? Like I was basically raised next to the beach. You know, Newcastle's a beach
Nice.
city, and it's just like coming here is like there are really good beaches here. It's just like I had no time to do it. So I basically waited until the end of term, but it's winter and it's freezing. You know, I can't go to anywhere. We went to we went road trip to Kayama with media, and we couldn't go to the beach because it's so cold. It was just like I'm like crying inside. You know, just
That's actually quite funny because that road trip, that weekend into the media trip, I had another road trip to Central Coast the weekend after, and I went
Yeah.
for a swim there in the beach, and it was
How dare
fucking
you.
freezing. But it's like it was still good. But yeah,
That's
no.
why I said we should have gone up. Maybe it would have been like a little bit warmer, you know. Yeah, I haven't been to the beach since like the start of term, like during like O week, was it? I went to like, was it Coogee, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I really like, what is it? Manly Beach. Manly Beach is really good, I find. It's like really long, and it sort of reminds me of like Newcastle Beach, and like over there as well. It's like very Newcastle-y vibe as well, because like everyone's feels like a beach city sort of thing.
I have a question for Ryan.
Yeah.
How do you organize your? So you were talking about how like you were organizing your schedule or like time
Yeah.
management. How do you guys like organize your motivation?
That's a good question. Like
Does
time
that
management,
fluctuate?
How do
time
you do it?
management is really hard, especially this year because like I'm a director, and being a CSOC director, it's a lot of work. Like you don't realize it. Like because when I was a subcom last year, and like I'm like, oh, the directors, they do a little bit more than us, but not that much, right? But then you come a director and you're like, oh shit, like mad respect to all the people like last year because
Clarence.
it's so much work. Yeah, like I should talk Clarence, but actually like there was a lot of
Yeah.
work with like running a society, and so you've got that. Plus I've got like uni work. I've got like internships applying in term 1 when you get old enough. And I got like a part-time work and balancing
tutoring.
all of that. Tutoring as well, yeah, a tutor. So it's like balancing all that's quite hard. How do I do it? I don't know. Honestly, like I'm still like trying to like find my balance, if I'm being completely honest. But I would say, like setting out like I have like a kind of like a daily to-do task, a to-do list, which I have, which sounds like really basic and kind of like wishy-washy, but it actually helps. And there's real satisfaction in just sort of ticking off stuff off your list throughout the day, because I think the biggest motivator is like progress. So even if you like say something really small, like, I don't know, do the washing, right? Like when you tick that off, it's like, oh, I just did something. Like, all right, what's the next thing? Right? Gotta send these emails to the sponsor for like media, or, you know, gotta like finish watching this lecture. So like if you sort of break down your day into like a few like small tasks and you sort of like cross them off, there's satisfaction in sort of like getting through that checklist. That sort of helps. And it's not good to keep all that stuff in your mind as well. If you're like, it's nice to write it down and see what you have to do.
Like for me, I have like 50 whiteboards everywhere in my room, and I just like write everything on it, and then like rub stuff out and like cross stuff. It just feels so nice.
Yeah, there's some satisfaction just like getting like crossing something off, or I just use like the reminders app on the iPhone. Like I just hit it and it just disappears, and it's a small thing, but it helps. Yeah. What about you? What about you, Liv? How do you organize?
Yeah, does it get
your
easier?
time?
Does it get easier after you graduate?
You graduated from
like,
university.
I think like right now during uni, I was also some sort of like same boat as Ryan does. I have like part-time job tutoring, uni, like outside uni, and like CSE director. So
what's up?
it was just like,
Wait,
I
take
was
a
in
guess.
comp club.
I was like, what portfolio do
no.
you think she was part of? Yeah, she was comp club director last year.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like things after things. I was not organized.
Yeah.
But now it's because like I'm working. I just have to like step through the Jira tickets.
Oh yeah, Jira tickets.
Yeah. Do you know
You guys
what
will learn
Jira
about
is?
like agile and stuff later.
Okay. Jira is
template.
just like you put in like every single task is a ticket. So you have to like take. So I'll say like I'll do ticket number 1 and 2. It's probably like a bug or a feature. So like I want to finish that by like end of this week.
Yeah.
So that's like my schedule.
Oh.
What about like life in general though, like outside of work? Like, is it busy now that you're done with uni? Is like outside of work just as chaotic, or is it calm down?
I would say like it's less chaotic, but there's always so many things to do. There's always like house issues, or like meeting with friends, and then like you have to like cook things for the week.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm sure like some of you need to cook as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like your own alone time kind of things. So you just have to like schedule things out. It's more like I just schedule everything so I know like which day, what I need to do, what class I have.
We'll eventually learn that, supposedly.
Yeah.
Eventually, guys, don't worry.
Yeah, I
My
do.
third year,
We'll
though,
get there. Get there.
You can start learning now.
Yeah, no, I'm trying.
Like, do you guys, Jack and Amir, do you have like, how do you like organize your shit, if you do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I try to. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I do that list thing where you tick things off, and like you said, progress is the biggest motivator. Like that is, 100% agree with that. I have so many like books that are just like lists that you like flip through, and it's like you take them off after the day. And I've been really trying to like at the start of each day write down my goals for it, or the start of each week, things like that. And that really helps me. Yeah. What about you, Amir?
Yeah, I don't.
You just don't.
I'm
No.
kind of. Yeah, it's really bad. I'm kind of jealous of you guys. I'm kind of like a dog, kind
Don't worry,
of
I'm
chasing
trash, I feel.
I'm a dog kind of chasing its own tail, sort of thing. Whatever I see. I don't know. I just really like comp. So like. I kind of get lost in my work. Like, I'm going to be honest with you.
It's good. It's good.
Until I
In a bubble
finish, like,
code.
I literally, like, after the lab's over, if I haven't finished all the lab in the session, I will be like thinking about it in my head as I'm walking home, and I literally can't think about anything else until I get it done. And then I'll get it done, and then I'll go whatever, play Valorant or play basketball, whatever. Like just like I just fuck around, man. Like whatever comes to my mind at the time.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good, but like it's working out so far.
It's okay because
It
you're
works.
first year. It's
Yeah,
Like,
I should
again.
play. I should probably play in a lot more, but like,
it's you only have to plan if you get more like responsibilities or like
fair
things
enough.
like work, and then also if you're like
Yeah.
doing society like
So
director or
stuff.
whatever.
Yes.
So like in first year, just chill because like
Yeah.
again, I was nowhere near as organized as I was now in first year. But that's also because I didn't have as many things to keep track of.
He's
So
growing.
it's just
He's growing.
there's no like need to like be super structured if you don't have that many things to juggle.
It-
We will ascend to
Yeah,
Ryan's level.
I guess it just comes to us. It'll eventually come to us. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, we should probably wrap up now.
Can we do one more segment? The question is, yeah, if a high schooler is thinking about moving to Sydney, they're from a different city or state or country, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to them? If they're on the fence or they are looking to move but they're nervous for whatever reason, what would you tell them?
Oh, I
Okay.
got.
You want
I got-
to go, Amir?
Go.
Yeah. Okay. Like first, do your research, bro. Like you
Oh,
gotta.
yes.
Yeah, you gotta really like. Sydney's expensive, man. I'm sorry, I'm broke
Yes.
as hell. You should dude. If I did more research, I would still have moved here. Don't get me wrong, but like I would have gone in better thinking, oh shit, I gotta save up this amount of money to like create sort of a buffer so I don't get screwed as hard when I move here. Also like, what are you missing out on, like sort of thing, like, and like what are you gaining from moving? Do you know what I mean? Like what do you miss if you go? Like I miss like family. Like all these connections that I made over the years, and then what I gain is like more career opportunities, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So like I guess do like a pros and cons list sort of
Yeah,
thing.
sort of just look at what you sort of value and stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend talking to people who also consider doing like for like specific subjects or like people who actually went to the uni if you know anyone.
Yeah.
So like it definitely helps when trying to make a decision anyway.
Yeah. I'd say
Especially
definitely
if-
just. Oh, sorry, mate, you go.
You go first.
Okay. I'd say definitely get involved when you are here.
Yes.
Because a lot of the concerns I had was like trying to fit in, meet people, but 100% you get out what you put in. So the more things you go to, more people you talk to, the more stuff you're going to get out of it and the more friends you're going to make.
Liv?
I was gonna say like especially if you're doing something like electrical or like computer science, or software engineering, who to like
we're in
talk
there.
to. You can like definitely like talk to one of us, and people in CSE SOC is super supportive and friendly. That was like one of the biggest highlights that when I joined CSE SOC, everyone was so helpful. No one's like, no, I don't want to help you. I have to be better than you. Everyone's like, will share their experience.
Yeah, there's no real ranking like need, like in uni specifically. Anyway, like in school, maybe it is a bit like that, but like here, it's pretty chill. It's really nice.
The only real ranking is decimal spiral and not doing decimal spiral.
Yes, yeah.
That's the only real
Yeah,
ranking.
It's like you do the challenges, you don't do the challenges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything, Ryan? got anything?
No, you say your piece, Mitchell, and I'll say mine.
Oh.
We're gonna think of something.
Me? Oh.
I
I
can
don't
say
know.
something else. Know what you want to achieve when you come to Sydney. Don't just like go around and like just play. Like you have a goal when you come here, and you have to like make it happen.
Oh, I got another thing.
Mm?
Like, okay,
We're just
It's kinda like-
inspiring one another.
just
I feel so
it's
inspired.
It's got more.
Yeah, keep it in.
okay. So like, this is adding on to like what I said before, but like, dude, comparing yourself to others. Oh man, that fucks you up so hard, bro. Like
Yeah.
a lot of kids come in thinking, myself included, I'm gonna get a HD, baby, and like it's that simple. But like, and then when you don't get it, okay, well let's say if you don't get it, but like a lot of people don't. But like, if you don't get it, like don't get bummed out. There's gonna be some kid being like, oh dude, you didn't get a HD. I studied for 5 minutes and I got one. Right? You gotta start comparing yourself. Alright, hear me out. Kind of cheesy. To yourself.
Oh.
I kind of don't like look at like
brain.
what my friends got. I kind of look at like what I got last sem, and I'm like, I can beat that. I can beat that guy. That's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Deep shit.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith type shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, relatable.
Yeah.
And I guess along the same lines, it's sort of like It's just whatever you want from uni. You sort of just you gotta do it. You know, you don't hesitate with it. It's just like if you want it to happen, you gotta just make it happen. It won't just come to you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun though.
Yeah,
Uni's a lot of fun. Uni's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Yes.
Yeah, what Jack said, you get out what you put in. So socially, especially, so that's societies. If you go to college, you know, just meeting people. Because university, it's so much easier to meet people than high school. High school, you're kind of stuck in your bubble, I
friend
guess.
groups,
Your friend group, your clique. But university, you
Yes.
can meet people from different backgrounds, different degrees, different societies. So the opportunities are there. You just got to like go for it. And yeah, I think what Liv said, like, know what you want to get out. So, you know, if like, don't just sort of like, yeah, I'll figure it out, but, you know, be like, you know, I want to grow as a person in this way. I want to, you know, get good at this, or, you know, want to hit these sort of goals, you know, aim for them, because, you know, you can reach them. It's like, it's now or never, right? University is a pretty like good time, and also a very limited time. Like, it's only in 3 or 4 years. So like, know what you want to get out of university, especially now that you're not at home, you're away from home. So you got even more opportunity to like grow as a person.
Make your own decisions. Sort
Make
of
your own
thing,
decisions.
people.
Yeah. So there's lots of like room for growth, and like know what you want to get out of it, and just aim for it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for watching the very first episode of the Student Life podcast. If you did enjoy, please consider liking the video and subscribing. Comment down below your thoughts on the podcast, because we'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to see more of us, please consider pressing the notification bell and checking us out at the CSC Media website and CSC social pages, all linked in the description below. And again, I would like to thank Amir, Ryan, Liv, and Jack for joining me today, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.